I got to see Masters of the Universe, and I went in totally blind, not knowing anything about He-Man other than, and I cannot believe I missed out on all of this peak masculinity in my childhood. The film is about a man named Adam, who was once a prince of Eternia, and now your average HR employee. And he once had a sword from Eternia called the Sword of Power, which essentially had all the power from Eternia embedded into the sword itself. But it has since been lost, and with it his past and identity, until 15 years later, a part of Eternia comes to Earth to find the sword, and Adam embarks on that same journey, discovering his true self and his true calling in life. He gets knocked down a lot throughout the process, but he always gets back up stronger. Now, something I want to focus on is the child archetype of Adam, or He-Man, and how important this archetype shaped the entire film and its message. He is innocent, clumsy, he fails constantly, but he always seems to have a constant drive pushing him through life's obstacles, like when he tries to settle fights with open dialogue instead of fist fighting, or raising a crowd's spirits during his war speech by reminding them of who they are, or when he focuses on the positives when life's at its lowest for others, such as Duncan. Recently, there's been an increase in anti-hero archetypes among villains and heroes, where no one is really evil or really good, they're just all shades of gray. And it's great for some characters, but it's very refreshing to see an inherently good character again. Someone like a Sir Duncan the Tall in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, who contrasts with a purely evil villain who never redeems himself. Adam, like Sir Duncan, fails often throughout the film. He stumbles over himself, he loses fights, he gets made fun of all the time, and he's failing a lot during dialogue checks, charisma checks, and even history checks, but pushes through all of it and continues his path to rediscovering himself, even though nobody believes in him, and even though he himself is the complete opposite of who he says he is in the beginning. But only through time does he prove his identity and true strength and worth by bringing together the people of Eternia and taking it back together. It all didn't come back to him in the span of 5 minutes, and he wasn't able to single-handedly take back Eternia himself, but through many failures and with the help from others. And that's the main lesson of failure, which I think it shows perfectly throughout this whole film. Eternia has different alien species, witches, it's in another realm, they got space travel, guns, swords, explosives, vehicles, magical creatures, Idris Elba, everything. And through this vastness of possibilities, so is the potential of Adam's true strength as He-Man. Now, from the beginning, Adam was much smaller than the other children in Eternia, losing to a girl and not taking fighting seriously. And throughout his adulthood, he seems to be the kind of person to not really stand up for himself, letting others pass judgment and sentence upon him. And he's felt out of place most likely his whole life on Earth, daydreaming about the life that he used to have in Eternia. Deep down, he knew that he had more to life than just being an HR guy. But when he asks for advice from his friend, he's told to just live paycheck to paycheck, just like the rest of the world. Corporate work is useful in the world, however the 9-to-5 cubicle lifestyle takes a toll on our creativity and energy, draining us entirely of progress outside of work. It's no longer important to create with the use of AI now, but within each of us is the potential to start the next generation of art. We just have to act towards those goals. And Adam acts towards what seems like an impossible goal of becoming He-Man as Adam, the HR guy, thinking the power comes from the sword, but it was always within himself who had the power, a major theme of the story of Adam turning into He-Man. Now, going back to the rest of the film, the first quarter really did feel like a Disney movie with the way that the actors acted, allows certain characters to flee when they were within reach, or how characters don't notice someone right next to them. But I do know that Masters of the Universe is a kids' cartoon show, and it does pick up later on in the second half, away from the Disney attitude. The dialogue had that Disney style that's in almost any one of their films, which I do not like cookie cutter style. But I know that the real prize of this film was the storyline, its action scenes, the sets and costumes, as well as the accuracy to the lore of He-Man. Sadly, I don't know any lore of He-Man, but I do know that the corporate Disney movie style dialogue absolutely sucks. The seats were nice and CGI was good, and surprisingly, I didn't mind Jared Leto. I know. I don't like him either, but he did fine in this, guys. There's no need to not see this film because of one single actor you don't even see or hear as his normal self. He's an Oscar winner, guys, but I have seen the negative effects of his parts in films, and no, he does not ruin this film in any way, shape, or form. The budget was quite costly, around 170 million to be exact, and so far it's only produced 50 million worldwide since its release on June 5th. So the numbers are projecting this will probably be a flop or barely break even, but I personally did enjoy the film for what it was, and it got me hooked on the universe of He-Man. So if you guys don't know, I will be doing a letterbox rating of 1 through 5, a classic rating of 1 through 10, a ranking score from S through F, and who the film is for. So for my letterbox rating, I'm giving this a 2.5 out of 5. For my classic rating, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. And if I had to rate this with every other film in the whole world, I would put this at the top of D tier. If you like masculinity, space wars, magic, mythical creatures, Idris Elba, action figures, the strong hero archetype, swords, fantasy, adaptations, then this film is for you. It's got the same vibe and quality of the Mortal Kombat films that just recently came out. I would label this a good bad film with many errors, but given that it's entertaining and that they did well in the other aspects, it gets the good bad film label from me. So what did you guys think? Was it accurate to the lore of He-Man? Let me know what was, what wasn't, because I personally would like to know more about this world. It was a fun, average film to me, both good and bad, but now I really want to get into the cartoon show, personally. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below of what you guys thought of the film. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and God bless.